Hi, everybody. Welcome again to Enjoy English School. I'm Bruce.
I'm Antony.
Today, we're going to Japan. Our title of our article, a two-day article, the Hamamatsu Festival, and we'll tell you a lot of details about this a little unusual but a lot of fun festival.
没错，今天我们全球庆典的单元呢，要带大家去日本。好，日本的哪里呢？日本的静冈县静岡这个地方，我们有一个非常棒的一个城市，好，它叫做滨松，好，Hamamatsu。然后它在这个地方呢，他们每年在儿童节的时候，是他们的儿童节啊，也就是5月3号到5号这段时间，他们都有一个滨松祭。那我们今天要讲的主题就是这个，我们赶快来看看今天的内容吧。
The Hamamatsu Festival. The Hamamatsu Festival is one of Japan's most fascinating celebrations. It is held every year from May 3rd to 5th in the city of Hamamatsu. During the event, over 170 artistic kites sail across the sky to battle with one another. The first Hamamatsu Festival occurred during the Eiroku era, 1558 to 1570. Its purpose was to celebrate the birth of the Lord of Hamamatsu Castle's first son. To honor the child, a large kite was flown across the sky. The event was so popular that future rulers carried on the tradition. It became a custom to write both the baby's name and the family's coat of arms on the kite with ink. People believed this would promote the child's future health and growth. By the early 17th century, this kite-flying tradition spread throughout Japan. Parents from other parts of Japan began flying carp-shaped kites called koinobori on Japan's Children's Day, which is held on May 5th. They hoped it would bring their sons and daughters good luck in the future as well. In later years, a kite battle was added to the festivities. Kite flyers would try to eliminate their competition by cutting other kite strings using friction alone.
Okay, we always start at the beginning. I don't know why we do that, but we do. And the first paragraph, first sentence of day one of the first day is, the Hamamatsu Festival is one of Japan's most fascinating celebrations. Well, we just mentioned celebration is to have a good time for a special occasion, very often a holiday, on or near a holiday. Fascinating is wonderful, and it's so unusual and so special. We have this adjective, fascinating.
没错，老师刚刚提了一个很重要的字，就是 occasion。occasion 的拼法是 occasion。occasion 的意思就是场合，通常是一些这种节庆的场合啦，或是社交场合都可以用到这个字。好，我们看第一段的第一句话，他说 The Hamamatsu Festival is one of Japan's most fascinating celebrations. 好，在这里的话特别注意一下 fascinating 老师刚刚就讲了，就是非常非常棒的，大家很喜欢的，让人目不暇接的那种感觉。那因为它既然用到 one of， 所以后面的名词的话必须要用复数，你会看到 fascinating celebrations， 还有加一个 s， 对不对？好，这样才会有之一的这个问题。所以第一句话，整句话的意思就是我们的滨松祭呢，好，是非常非常日本里面 one of Japan's most fascinating celebrations， 就是在日本的这些节庆里头非常重要、非常非常精彩的一个庆典。
It is the Hamamatsu Festival is held, takes place, would be another way to say this, every year from May 3rd to 5th, and he just mentioned that to you, in the city of Hamamatsu.
好，我们来看第二句话，他就说了 It is held every year。这边的话，它使用的是被动式 ，it is held， 好，被举办。当然，老师刚刚也提到另外一个说法，你可以说 it takes place， 好，就是发生的意思。好 ，every year from May 3rd to 5th。 好，它就是从5月3号到5月5号3天 in the city of Hamamatsu。好，在这个滨松这个城市。
During the event, now we can call the celebration an event. That will be a special occasion. Over 170 artistic kites sail across the sky to battle with one another. So a kite, well, every Chinese knows what a kite is. I think the first kites came from Japan, from China, and later exported to other countries. It's a lot of fun to do. Once you get the hang of it, it's pretty easy, and it makes you feel comfortable. You're outside, you have a breeze, not too windy, but not still either. S-T-I-L-L. We can use when the sky has no wind. Wow, it's so still today.
没错，老师刚刚提到一个很重要的 get the hang of it， 意思就是指说慢慢熟悉上手了之后呢，你就会觉得哇，那个放风筝好好玩。其实我跟各位讲个秘密哦，其实不知道为什么我就放风筝，我每次都放不起来。老师刚刚提到一个很重要的条件，就是那个天气啊，就是风不要太大，但是也不能都完全没有风。可是不知道怎么样，我的风筝就始终都放不起来，那个东西的话，等之后老师可能再请你教我怎么做好了。
Okay. All right, artistic. Maybe you see that there in the third sentence. Art is the central noun. Artist, I-S-T at the end, is a person who involves themselves in art. And hopefully, if the art is good, people will say, oh, that's really artistic.It's high-class art.
没错，所以这个 artistic 在这句话里面这个字的意思呢，就是富有艺术感的。好，在这边的话 ，during the event 整句话就说了，在这个节庆里头呢 ，over 170 artistic kites， 好，非常有艺术感的这种风筝呢 ，sail across the sky to battle with one another。他们会在那个空中互相的去竞争，他们有一个斗风筝的活动，在后面我们会告诉大家。
Right, so to do battle with someone, or the kites are battling with each other. Okay, that is the background, our first paragraph. Let's take a short break and give you a lot more information today and tomorrow about the Hamamatsu Festival. Okay, welcome back, and let's continue.The first Hamamatsu Festival occurred during the Eiroku era, 1558 to 1570. That's not quite 500 years ago, but over 4 centuries ago was the first time the Japanese people had this festival, and we'll find out how and why in the rest of the paragraph.OK，
我们来先看一下这一段的第一句话哦。他说 The first Hamamatsu Festival， 好，我们第一个滨松祭呢是发生在什么时候呢 ？Occurred， 这边注意一下 ，occur 的话，如果变成过去式的时候，它要多一个 r，right？Occur， 它是 O-C-C-U-R-R-E-D。好，这边的话记得帮我把第二个 r 圈起来，有一个印象。During the Eiroku era， 好，就是指这个永禄时代。好，在这个时间点的话是1558年到1570年这个年代。
Its purpose, its is the festival, does not refer to the era but to the festival. Its purpose was to celebrate the birth of the Lord of Hamamatsu's castle's first son. A couple EPS here to go through.Its purpose, the purpose of the festival was to celebrate, have a party, a big occasion. The lord of a castle is going to be of course, the king or prince, the highest title for a particular area. And when he had his first male child, the first baby's son,They decided to have this great celebration.
Yeah， 所以在这边的话，我们看到这句话，他说 its purpose， 当初最开始的目的 ，purpose 就是目的的意思 ，was to celebrate the birth。哦，原来要是算是欢庆某人出生啊。 谁出生呢 ？Of the Lord of Hamamatsu Castle's first son， 这个 Lord of Hamamatsu Castle， 因为当时的话是幕府时代哦，所以说在当时滨松城有滨松城的城主或是领主，对不对？他生下他第一个儿子，也就是他可能未来的接班人嘛，所以全城为了欢庆他第一个儿子的出生，于是办了这个滨松祭。
To honor the child, to celebrate the birth of the son of the Lord, a large kite was flown across the sky.For them, this was a symbol of something really great.
You know, that reminds me of the beginning of the Lion King. La la bondia, to let people know that the first child was born.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Celebrate.
Yes. 很像那个狮子王里面有没有？好，那小狮子辛巴诞生的时候，大家全部都来那种感觉。好，这边这个地方他讲说 ，to honor the child， 为了要去。就是欢庆这孩子的诞生哦。A large kite was flown across the sky， 意思就是他用一个很大很大的风筝这样飞过，让大家都知道哦，孩子出生了，这是我们未来的领主之类的这种感觉。
The event was so popular, the birth of the son and the flying of this huge kite was so popular that future rulers after this first lord,his son and his son and his son and his son, so on, carried on the tradition. To carry on simply means to continue to do something.
没错，所以这边这句话呢，讲说 the event was so popular。好，这样的庆典，这样的方式呢，好，非常非常受欢迎 ，was so popular 到什么程度呢 ？That future rulers carried on the tradition。好，其他后代的这个领主呢，都继续保有这个传统，让大家知道说，哦，我们孩子诞生了，好，皆大欢喜这样。
It became a custom. The kite flying became a custom, something that people would do regularly, even if it's only once a year, to write both the baby's name, that makes sense, and the family's coat of arms.In Europe and here in Asia, when you had very powerful families, local, or even at the emperor level, a coat of arms is a picture which represents the powerful family.
所以在这边的话呢，你会看到这句话还蛮有名的哦。他说 ，It became accustomed to write both the baby's name and the family's coat of arms.On the kite with ink， 老师刚刚特别提到这个 coat of arms， 不管是在这个日本也好，或在其他欧洲的国家也好，他们都会有所谓的那种家纹。我之前还听过另外一个说法叫 the family crest， 就是他们的那个家纹，他们只要看到这个家纹就知道说，哦，这是哪一家的这个军队，或是哪一家的这个主要的服饰上面都会有这样的东西。所以整句话呢，它意思就是。于是呢，这项传统，这项做法呢 ，it became a custom， 一个固定的一个习俗 ，to write both the baby's name， 好，把这个孩子的名字写在风筝上面，还有呢，把这个家族的家纹 ，the family's coat of arms on the kite， 好，把写在风筝上面 with ink， 好，就是用墨水把它写上去，然后再把它飞着让大家看得到。
That word crest.To represent coat of arms is spelled C-R-E-S-T. C-R-E-S-T. All right, let's continue. The last sentence of this paragraph. People believed this would promote the child's future health and growth. People felt if we celebrate this great occasion and we have a big kite and everyone can see the crest of the rulers of the royal family nearby, and the name of the child, that's cool. So we're going to do it every year. They felt certainly that as the child grew up and saw this, it would certainly make the child feel good and feel good towards his kingdom or princedom.
所以在这边的话，最后这句话就说了 ，People believed， 好，当时人们相信说 ，this would promote the child's future health and growth。这个东西呢，其实能够帮助孩子未来健康的长大 ，and growth 就是成长，对不对？这事实上也可能会帮助整个家族啊非常兴旺，然后让整个这个 family 能够非常非常顺利的繁衍下去。
Okay, that's it for this second paragraph. Let's take a short break, and when we come back, paragraph 3. Okay, welcome back as we finish the last paragraph of today's lesson. Remember, day 2 will continue our story. By the early 17th century, that is from the year 1600 through 1699. But some people also consider that to be from the years 1601 through 1700. So there are 2 ways to interpret that. This kite flying tradition at Hamamatsu, the area there, the tradition spread throughout Japan. People in neighboring areas said, wow, look what they're doing. Isn't that cool? Isn't that great? And they copied it.
没错，好东西很酷的一些庆典，大家就会想模仿嘛，对不对？所以在这一段他就告诉你说呢 ，by the early 17th century， 好，到了17世纪的初期，老师刚刚解释一下，大概是16XX年，好，这样的这个时间点 ，this kite flying tradition， 这样这种放风筝的这种习俗呢 ，spread throughout Japan， 就传到了全日本。
Parents from other parts of Japan, as it spread throughout Japan, began flying carp-shaped kites called koinobori on Japan's Children's Day, EPS, Children's Day, which is held on May 5th. Now, carp is a very popular fish here in Asia. I don't like to eat it. Too many bones for me. But, well, goldfish, I think are related to carp, but the carp they're talking about can be a meter long and 25 people can eat one carp.
OK， 所以老师呢说鲤鱼 carp， 这个鱼呢它不喜欢，因为刺太多了。那鲤鱼的话其实跟金鱼有点关系哈，它可能是类似比较接近的这种近亲，但是呢鲤鱼可以长很大，是1米的话都可以长那么大的，对不对哈？甚至呢一条鲤鱼可以25个人吃吗？好
，No problem。
那就非常非常多人吃，但是大家比较少人在吃鲤鱼吧？因为鲤鱼的话至少在台湾，蛮多人都会觉得说鲤鱼是那种比较富贵的那种鱼，好，对，比较不会有人吃，而且刺又多，对不对
？Out in Beito and Danshui, the area where I live, they used to be very, very popular. There were many restaurants specializing in carp.
真的假的
Yeah.
OK， 好，我们来先来看这句话，他说 Parents from other parts of Japan began flying carp-shaped kites。我们来看一下 carp-shaped kites， 就是指用鲤鱼形状的这种东西做成的这种风筝 ，called koinobori， 好，就是鲤鱼旗，好 ，on Japan's Children's Day， 好，就在这个日本的这种儿童节，日本的儿童节跟台湾儿童节不一样，我们是4月4号，他们是5月5号。主要的话呢是对应到，其实是帮小男生去庆祝，因为这个日本还有女儿节嘛，所以为了男女平等啊，所以的话这个儿童节的话，5月5号是主要是专门为男孩子去庆祝的这样的 ，which is held on May 5th， 就是5月5号举行的儿童节。
They hoped it would bring their sons and daughters good luck. They, of course, means the parents of sons and daughters. Bring good luck, good fortune in the future, as well. So good health and fortune. What more could you ask for in life?
没错。所以这边他就告诉你说，这些父母呢 ，they hoped it would bring their sons and daughters good luck in the future as well. 他们希望能够为他们的孩子带来这种健康啦，好，带来这种未来的好运气。这样子的话就很棒。
In later years, that means after, maybe 10, 20, 30 years after, another tradition started, a kite battle. Battle is a fight. Battle is very great and very important, was added to the festivities. So it wasn't just 2 or 3 people flying kites. Maybe there were teams, lots of kites, and they spent a long time. We'll talk about this in a moment. You can fight with a kite.
没错，所以在这里的话，好，到了后来，好 ，in later years， 好，接下来后几年呢 ，a kite battle was added to the festivities。我们来讲一下这个 A kite battle 就是指这种斗风筝的其实事实上好像在中国的文化里面好像也是会有。然后台湾的话，我觉得好像小的时候我们有那种风筝被人家割断呐，就是在斗风筝斗，然后你的风筝飞走啊，你在那边哭啊。我有一个这样的印象总而言之是多多少少会有这种东西，但他们现在也在这个节庆活动里面加入了斗风筝的这项活动。这边还有另外一个字很重要是 festivities。如果这个字单数的话 festivity， 如果是 y 结尾的话呢，它指的是这种过年啦，或者是那种节庆的氛围，是一个不可数的名词。但如果它是复数形态，像是在这个地方 festivities 指的就是节庆的活动，一项一项的活动，他们就把这个斗风筝加入了这样的一个活动里头。
Kite flyers would try to eliminate their competition. Whenever you have competition, someone who also wants to reach the same goal as you, then you try to eliminate them. You try to do so much better than they are doing that you win. And that is the point of this battle of kites. But how? They use the cord or string of the kite.Not the kite itself, to try to rub against something. That's friction that we have in the sentence. And you might be able, like a knife, it might take a long time, but if you do it long enough, it might break their string and their kite can't fly. You win.
所以这边的话就是残忍的部分了，对不对他说 kite flyers 这些放风筝的人呢 would try to eliminate their competition。 好，在这里的话 competition 指的是他们的竞争对手。好， eliminate 这个字很有趣如果是在提到比赛的时候，其实就是淘汰什么什么人，或是让什么人出局这样的感觉。好， eliminate 这个字的话有很多种不同的翻法，有的时候你如果是提到说有好几种可能性，我们要去除掉某些可能性，也可以使用 eliminate这个字来表达。他怎么样做呢？怎么样让对手出局呢？ By cutting other kite strings using friction alone。 光是用这种摩擦力 friction 就是老师刚刚所讲的，这样子去摩擦之后，对方的这个线会断掉，然后你就赢了。
Okay, that's it for this paragraph and this part of day one's lesson. We'll return in just a moment with a review of the more important vocabulary used today. Okay, now let's finish up. Number one, artistic. As I said, the IC makes it an adjective, has something to do with art.
就是艺术的，它是一个形容词。
Battle is number two, and it's like a very short war.
就是打仗或是打斗。那在这边的话是竞技的意思。
And number three, carry on, as we said, is to continue.
Carry on 这个片语就是继续下去。
A custom is a habit, but custom is usually for a group of people. Habit is personal.
就是习俗的意思。
Number five, promote promote is to help somebody to become or do something.
就是 to promote 就是促进然后提升的意思。在这边的话是指说让孩子能够快快乐乐、健健康康的长大。
Number six, something shaped. We had carp shaped in the shape of a carp. So something shaped is in the shape of the something.
这边的话是 shaped， 在前面会加一个名词，再加一个这个 hyphen 连字号，就变成是什么什么形状的。
Our next item, eliminate, can mean to destroy or at least get rid of.
Eliminate 在这边的话指的是让对手淘汰出局，或者还有其他就是 get rid of， 就是把它去除掉的意思。
Our last item, competition, is simply a contest.
没错，所以在这边的话 competition 就是 contest 比赛的意思。
That's it for today's lesson, day one. We'll see you tomorrow to finish up our Hamamatsu Festival. Till then,
bye-bye.